The few people standing outside, going to request them if they can hear me to kindly join us on this very wonderful occasion. Yep, I think they've all made their way inside. So good to see you all. A very good afternoon. Members of the press, the media, the cameramen at the back, the sound people, friends, relatives, one and all. I, Samir Kochar, welcome you on behalf of the Samsung family to the launch of the Samsung Galaxy Tab 3. Now, being a Delhiite, it's always good to be back home, back to Delhi. I can see the weather has let up a little bit. It's not as hot as it was a month back. I believe I brought the rains in from Mumbai as well. So you can expect some showers coming your way. Now, whenever I think of Sadi Delhi, I think of food. I think of butter chicken, dal makhani, lachedar paratha, missi roti, sirke wale pyaz. But today I'm not hungry for any of that. Today I'm hungry for an outer galaxy experience. A galactic experience right here on this very stage where we're about to unleash something extremely magical. Now, Samsung as a company over the years has been a pioneer in bringing to you the latest products, climbing the ladder of success, inching their way towards perfection. Today, they raise the bar one notch higher. Yes, indeed. Have a look at all this wonderful branding out here. We're going to be unleashing today the smartest screen ever, the Samsung Galaxy Tab 3. Lots of great features, lots of things to look forward to. Before I start with anything else, I'm going to tell you a bit of a story. My grandmother is 88 years old. On her 87th birthday, now we're talking about a lady who was born when there was no telephone, there was no TV. The internet is a strange world for her. Until last year, where for her 87th birthday, we gifted her a Galaxy Tab. 1 year later, a month away from her birthday, this 88-year-old woman, who claims she's still 38 in her head, as all old people do, she is obsessed about her Galaxy Tab. She wakes up in the morning, she has to have it in her hand. Horses with chains cannot hold her back from having a look at a Galaxy Tab. She's a Facebooker, she is online, she shops, and that's what this user-friendly device has done to an 88-year-old. So just for that, I'd like all of you to give a round of applause for Samsung, please, on what they've done in terms of a wonderful product which has come and made life so much easier for so many people. All right, without further ado, let's get down to the business of what we're here for. We're here to launch this wonderful tab. I'd like to call on stage right now Mr. Vineet Taneja, the country head, Samsung Mobiles and Digital Imaging, to come and do the honors, sir. It's a big occasion. Round of applause. Come on. We've got to be generous with our claps. It's all yours, sir.
Welcome to all of you. Warm welcome. Yes, the weather's nice outside, but we are using this occasion to really launch the next range of our tablets under the brand Galaxy Tab 3. You would recall that in November 2010, Samsung launched the 7-inch tab. And in many ways, we started creation of this very important category in the mobile and IT space with the launch of that 7-inch tab. Since then, we have actually been creating this market quite aggressively. And we have launched a series of products, and particularly our models like Note 800 and Note 510 have really caught the imagination of the consumers because they really like these products because of the experience that they get from these products. And in many ways, with the launch of Tab 3, we are taking the growth of this market to the next level. You know, our experience in the smartphone category and the tab category really tells us that the screen size is a very important driver for consumption. Reality is that consumers and customers are doing more and more when the screen size increases. Today, consumers are consuming video content. They use their smartphones and tablets to actually keep connected with their friends through Facebook and other social networking apps. They actually download a lot of content and consume them. But when it comes to tablets, they actually start doing even more because the screen size allows them to watch, for example, full-length movies. Many of them also use tablets to actually go to e-commerce sites and buy content and buy goods because it allows them to browse more easily because the screen is bigger. Once you start using a tablet, we find that consumers start reading books, e-books, which is something that most of us have started doing. When they go home, the tablet gets taken over by the family. Kids play games on that tablet, and so on and so forth. So I can go on, but the simple insight really is that the moment the screen size increases, there is an explosion in the way people start using these devices, and these smart devices. And because they're connected, they can really do a lot more. So with the launch of 7-inch and 8-inch tabs today, we're really wanting to grow the market even further. There are two areas that I would like to talk about which are really driving the market a lot more than others as far as tablets is concerned. And that's really in the area of education and entertainment. In fact, we have taken a lead in terms of the way we're developing these channels and these opportunities through a series of applications, and we'll talk a little bit more about it later in the session today. But we clearly see that education content on tablets is a huge hit. And we are aggressively pursuing that channel because there are lots of colleges that are, for example, giving tablets as part of their enrollment kit. And if you can add content to that, that's really a big wow for this channel. The other segment is, of course, the institutional segment, or the enterprise segment, as we call it. A lot of us still use laptops, etc., for their work when they're in office, but when you're on the move and you want to see presentations, you want to access mail, and so on and so forth, you really think that the tablet is a better device to carry around in your pocket or in your bag because that helps you to work and play at the same time. So those are the two segments that we feel are really going to be big drivers for the tablet growth. Tablet growth is indeed growing very rapidly, and we want to continue to pursue that. In particular, our Tab 3 is therefore taking all these insights I spoke about, whether it is about the fact that it's got a screen size at 7-inch and 8-inch. We're actually launching 3 models today. So there is a Wi-Fi version, and then there are 2 3G versions with 2 screen sizes of 7-inch and 8-inch. And these products and these models have been designed taking the insights that I just spoke about in making sure that we continue to lead the growth of the market. So that's all from my side. We're really excited about this launch because we see this as a huge opportunity in continuing to grow the market. And I would like to now invite a beautiful lady on stage to help me do the honors of launching these beautiful models.
We also have with us Mr. Manu Sharma on this very stage, Director, Samsung Mobiles. Request the photographers to click away at this photo op. It's the launch of the Samsung Galaxy Tab 3, the smartest screen ever. All right, thank you for all the wonderful photographs. Thank you, Vineet sir, for being on stage with us. Thank you, Yummy, looking yummy as always. The beautiful Yummy Gotham here in Delhi. Going to request Mr. Manu Sharma to stay on stage with us and guide us through the features now of this wonderful new tab. It's yours, sir.
Thanks a lot, Samir. Very good afternoon, members of the media and friends. Really an honor to be here to talk about the launch of the Galaxy Tab 3. Today we are announcing launch of 3 different models in the Galaxy Tab 3 range. There'll be an 8-inch device with 2 variants. One is with the 3G plus Wi-Fi, and this is only Wi-Fi version. As well, there's a 7-inch device that we're launching today. So let's get into details of what really the product offers in terms of the unique experience. So first of all, it is a beautiful device. When you hold this device, the 8-inch, it's really slim and is very lightweight. So it is best in the class when it comes to portability. That's one. Secondly is that it is really powered strongly inside. I mean, under the hood, it is very powerful. And more importantly, you know, with the tab content being very, very important in the whole application area, which Vineet was talking about, how consumers are actually rapidly changing their consumption patterns in terms of what they're consuming. The whole experience around the smart usability and the application is very critical. We'll talk about these 3 things in detail. So let's talk about the design and the slimness of this device. So starting with 8-inch device. So Galaxy Tab 8-inch is only 316 grams in weight. It is only 7.4 mm slim, so extremely slim device. The width is only 128 mm, so actually you could easily hold the device in your hand with one hand in one grip. What you would see in typically the new age smartphones, the bezel of the smart device is getting even towards the end of the edges. So what you get is a more screen output in the device, and that's really powerful in this particular product. As far as the 7-inch device is concerned, again, we have really enhanced the features on from the previous 7-inch device. The 7-inch device weighs 306 grams, and it's only 9.9 mm slim. The bigger advantage over the previous one is that, again, it has a slimmer bezel, so you can easily grip with one hand comfortably and work with it. So again, both the devices very portable, and one hand usage becomes even more powerful. Now let's talk about the performance factor really which drives the engine inside this particular product. Let's start with the processing. It comes with a 1.5 gigahertz dual core processor and 1.5 GB of RAM. So really it allows seamless multitasking, and if you are really working on, say, web browsing, the rendering of pages is really fast and efficient. As far as the resolution is concerned, it's a WXG resolution, and it has one of the best pixel density at 189 ppi density in the screen. So it really provides a very brilliant viewing experience when you're watching, for example, videos. And that further gets aided with Sound Alive, which really enhances the audio functions, and the Dolby, which enhances the video function in this particular device. So with these two, you have a superior sound clarity. Not just that, there are consistent volumes, as well as the overall multimedia experiences enhanced with these features. Now, let's talk about the multimedia experience of this particular product. So, as Vineet talked about, reading is one of the things which is really taken off, and we all do in ours whenever we have time, when we're traveling, we're commuting, we try to read as much as possible on our smartphones, and of course, tablet gives that perfect viewing experience. And to enhance that further, we have something called reading mode. What it does is really analyzes the ambient light and the lighting condition around you to really optimize the best viewing experience in terms of reading. And so it gives you almost the feeling as if you're reading off a book or from a paper. So reading mode is very critical aspect and feature on this tablet to enhance reading experience. And it is further aided by something called Smart Stay, which we launched with our Galaxy S3 device. So unlike other products, here if you're reading, your screen will not go off. So literally you can keep on reading because it will understand that you are looking at the screen. The other features that we have built in the screen aspect, two things which I'm going to talk about. One is a multi-window. Multi-window, what it does is really, you can work with two different applications at the same time. So I could actually divide my screen into two different parts. So in the top part, I could say be on my Gmail. On the bottom, I could be on my Google. So I could be searching something which I want to send to my friend. So I can search at the bottom side, find some information, attach with the Gmail on the top part, and send it. So really allows a lot of multitasking at the same time and really enhances my productivity. Then I have something called dual view. Dual view is just like your Outlook experience. When you use an Outlook, you have a list of emails, and then you have email details in the content of the email. So similar way, it works on a dual view, where you could use messaging, email functions, or even presentations. So you can have the list of emails and the details. So you don't have to individually open each email to check what's the content. You can browse very quickly. We also have pop-up video, which is literally a floating picture-in-picture, which you can move around in the screen anywhere, and you can enlarge it, you can reduce the size. So literally you could watch a video and do some other tasks simultaneously. So again, very strong feature. Group play. Group play is something you must have all seen the TVC on Galaxy S4, where this bunch of basketball players are really, before the pre-game area, they are really trying to pump up their adrenaline before the game. And with this one music on one phone, literally spreads to the other phones. Group play allows sharing of music, videos, files, as well as pictures with up to 8 devices without any access to internet or phone connection. So this is available on our premium Galaxy devices from S4, S4 Mini, and of course now in the Tab 3. So again, a great feature. There's more. Watch on. And this is a brilliant feature, and I use it at home as well. Watch on is literally, it takes over your remote controls. I mean, you don't need remote controls at home. So Watch On allows you to program your various electronic items at home, including non-Samsung branded electronic products. So you could control your electronics through this particular device, through Watch On. And I'd use it at home, especially around my son, when I want to reduce the volume or want to shut off the TV if he's not listening to me. So very useful tool, and surprises people, hey, somebody else got the control of the remote. Now, the Tab 3 also comes with powerful camera. It comes with a 5 megapixel rear camera and 1.9 megapixel front camera, which allows brilliant picture taking. And what you're going to do with the pictures, you're going to take a whole lot of pictures, and they just keep sitting in your gallery. And the best really experience which I've seen is the story album when it comes to play. So for example, you are here at this event, and if you're taking, say, 25, 30 different pictures, it will, of course, recognize through your geolocation that you're at this particular place. And at the same time, it will give you an option of importing these under Story Album. And Story Album does a brilliant job of organizing these pictures in the way you want. The various layout options, whether from collages to landscape mode, combination and whatnot. So that really allows you to share these pictures in a very beautiful way with your friends and family. And we are also partnering with Blurb, which is an organization which can actually deliver these printed pictures at your home. And we'll be announcing that shortly. We also have, of course, Samsung Hubs, which gives you access to a whole lot of videos, games, reading books, and of course, learning material, including TED Talks and whatnot. Now, this is not just a tablet. This is one device. This is one device you need when you're traveling or when you're doing something. So it gives you the best of tablet experience. It also gives you the best communication experience as well. So it's got complete calling feature, so you can make and receive calls. You can use Bluetooth, of course, if you feel uncomfortable using the tablet on your ear, so you can use that. Plus, it comes with a host of other features, such as you can use Google Hangout if you want to do multi-party video calling. And of course, we have our own proprietary chat on, which is a very brilliant messaging service where you not just can use text, you can send videos, you can do even video conferencing with 3 people. So it's a brilliant way of sharing things with your friends. So all these things coming together makes it a brilliant communication device, just along with the tablet. To enhance, of course, the experience, we have a whole suite of Google applications, and of course gives access to Google Play. So we have integrated the Samsung app as well as the Google Play together to give hundreds and thousands of applications which are there. For the people who are going to be buying this product, we'll be giving a 50 GB Dropbox cloud service for a period of 2 years. I would also like to mention this product comes with expandable memory through micro SD card. So actually, you can expand on the 8-inch device up to 64 GB additional with the micro SD card on the 8-inch and 32 GB on the 7-inch. So that's the experience on the hardware and the great features that we put in on this device. And our story doesn't get complete unless the content is important. And one of the 2 things which we need to also talk about is the entertainment. And we are really building up our whole offering, which is more localized for the Indian consumer. So we have My Services, which give you access to just announced called My Offers. These are like typical deals that you get. There are more than 350 brands out there, more than 25,000 establishments where you can get daily offers and you can utilize that. We have My Movies, which gives you access to more than 2,000 movie titles and trailers. We have given access to 5 lakh songs through My Music. And of course, My Games, which gives high quality games and HD content. So that's from the entertainment aspect. And the other thing is, which is very, very critical, and one of the things which is fueling the growth of tablets and going in future as well would be the whole education content part. So My Education really allows and gives access to 2,000 ebooks. Then it gives you access to 1,000 learning videos, and there are specialized packs and contents that really enhances the way you want to prepare yourself for various exams and whatnot. So we have content in My Education from preschool, from class 1 to 12th. These are all recognized by the board. We have covered almost all boards in India. And they are very interactive content. You can highlight, you can cut and paste, and a lot of things you can do in that. This is one aspect. Then there is, of course, the whole post-school, when you want to go into professional colleges or engineering colleges or medical colleges. There's content for you to start preparing for that online. So it gives very interactive modules in terms of the preparation, not just for the exams. Even when you get into engineering college, it gives content for that. So while all this content is there, the interesting part is we also have assessment features available in that. So you could actually assess somebody's performance. So if for my son, for example, I can give him certain tasks to be done, and he can, go through some test papers and whatnot. I can know the results by the end of the day, and what are the improvements required. So it's very interactive and very, very useful for the whole students community and for the whole education sector. Now, I'm sure the question in your mind, how much it is priced. So we are launching 3 products. So Galaxy Tab 7-inch is going to be retailing at 17,745 rupees. The Galaxy Tab 8-inch is going to be sold at 25,725 rupees. And the Galaxy Tab just the Wi-Fi version will be at 21,945 rupees. These products will be available in the market from this Sunday onwards. So consumer can go and get the latest Tab 3 in the market on Sunday. I would also like to share that we have partnered with Vodafone as our, as a operator partnership. So a customer coming on a Vodafone network will be also eligible for a 2 GB data per month free for 2 months once they come on Vodafone network on these devices. It comes with host of accessories as an aftermarket product. So in the box, you will find the charger, travel charger, your data cable, as well as user guide. And aftermarket, you can buy very interesting book covers. You could buy additional battery pack, as well as host of Bluetooth devices. So, ladies and gentlemen, with the launch of Galaxy Tab 3, Samsung yet one more time literally pushes the envelope in terms of providing cutting-edge technology as well as innovation in the market by bringing this smartest screen with multi-window, with dual view, with features such as story album, group play, as well as powerful performance under the hood to bring a great user experience along with our My Education and My Services content. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. So, round of applause once again. Come on, we can be generous with our claps. Thank you so much. Wonderful features there. And really, the smartest screen ever. Lovely applications. The regional aspect really interested me the most. This is something to look out for. Now, what we're going to do on this very stage right now, as you can see, these lovely sofas are out here. We're going to have a bit of a tete-a-tete, a bit of a chat show right now. We have the beautiful lady at the back, my fellow Punjabi, who's waiting in the wings to come out here. She's from a little further up north. She's from the land of Chandigarh. Let's welcome out Yami Gautam once again. Yami, can we have you up on stage, please? Welcome back. Did you like the introduction? My fellow Punjabi from Chandigarh?
Yes, absolutely.
In the land of the Delhis for the time being.
Yes. So
And,
kidda?
huh?
So kidda?
So kidda? Kidda ji, kidda. मैं जी बड़ा चंगा. मैं बड़ा चंगा. And all these people are also very changa because they've seen this wonderful new tab. But first of all, good to be in Delhi.
Oh, absolutely. I think it just got me back, all the Wiki Donor memories. The whole film was shot here. We stayed here for 2 months, and I think the city has been really warm. Always. I think whenever we come here, whether it's hot, cold, it's going to shower today, it's always warm, I think.
Yeah, really a city of all seasons. And, you were talking about Wiki Donor. Any particular incidents that you had in Delhi that you'd like to share while shooting the film, a Wiki Donor, somewhere on the streets? The food, maybe?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think, and that explains I'm not really a size 0 because of the food. I think we had some really amazing time here in all the streets, I think of Delhi, having the street food, going to the theatre, having theatre ki chai, and of course the Punjabi food, the butter chicken, I heard you talking about it.
Of course.
And it's just,
the legendary butter chicken.
You just helped me with my lunch menu. So
Perfect.
I think, and I love the people. I think they're also warm, always here. Yeah, I think they're very hospitable. So it's always nice coming back to Delhi.
So great to have you out here. Now, speaking of the word slim, you're talking about size 0. When you were holding that tab, I was wondering who's slimmer. Is the tab slimmer or are you slimmer? It really is sleek to hold, isn't it?
It's a compliment for the tab, but definitely not for me. That's weird. Oh yes, I think it's very slim, it's very lightweight, and that's why I don't have to really hold it with 2 hands or something. It's very portable, so that's the first thing, when you want to buy a gadget or something, that how comfortable it is to carry, especially when you travel a lot. So I think it scores really 10 on 10 on that.
It certainly does. We were backstage, we were listening to all the wonderful features it has. When you, as a tablet user, when you look at this wonderful Tab 3, what are the things that excite you about it?
A couple of things, actually. To start with, I think the multimedia feature is it's really amazing because personally, I love watching movies, reading, especially when you're traveling. So Tab 3, this particular feature of multimedia, I think it gives me amazing sound quality. Of course, what what can be better than Dolby sound? And I think the picture quality is really rich. So I think my two things I'm sorted with. And secondly, I think the multi-window feature that it has, I think it's very unique. It's very interesting, where you can use two applications simultaneously. So, for example, if I'm watching a movie, I can also connect with my friends, have a chat with them, or send an email or a presentation work. So I think it's really interesting and it's very useful also. And thirdly, I think I'm very comfortable with it. As I told you, I'm fond of reading. So, but for me, it's almost like reading a regular book. It's very comfortable. So I'm just talking as a, not as an actor or this, that. I'm just talking as a normal consumer. I think it's really fantastic. It's very, first of all, I think the appearance is great. It's very slim, as we said. And all the features that I think that there's some basic really features, which at least I look for. And I think when you have a bigger screen and with such unique, I think, features to talk about, I think it's great. It's amazing.
You're almost talking like you made a new best friend in your life.
Yes.
It's almost like
And
Yami's not going to be without this tab wherever she goes. It's going to be like a part of her, extension of her body, the way she's talking about it. And you paid very close attention to what Sir out there was saying about the features and stuff. And I'm really glad that you liked it. Hopefully, both of us will get one while we leave this place and we can go on playing with it.
Yes, I'm not leaving without this.
Yeah,
going
no,
with
I got
me.
one right
That's
next to
it.
me as well, so I'm not giving it back to you. I'm taking this back home with me. But thank you, Yami, for being out here with us. Always a pleasure to interact with you when we're on the field at the IPL and now out here in Delhi. Now we have somebody else very special who's going to be out here. Keep sitting with us. Keep chatting with us. We need some, visual relief on the stage right now. Beautiful people to look at. Yummy as always, Yami Gautam. Now we have another very special gentleman out here, who's a guy who's a genius. He's from a very he loves his education. He's a brilliant IIT student. His name is Amol Mittal. Amol is a student of integrated MTech in mathematics and computing at IIT Delhi. Those are really, really big words. But the man is out here. We'd like to call him on stage. Can we have you up here, Amol? There he is. A round of applause for him. First of all, good to have you, Amol. You can smile a bit. He was a little anxious coming up on stage. Can we clap for him a little louder once? He'll be more comfortable. The guy is a genius here. We need geniuses on this stage, don't we? Amol, first of all, tell us, how many hours a day do you study? And within those number of hours a day, how do you take out time for this tab?
So I think my study and gadgets, these days go hand in hand. So while I'm studying, I'm on gadgets. So as in, these things help a lot in my study.
One second. Are you saying that when you're studying, these things help you in studies?
Yeah.
How does it help you in studies?
So maybe take an example of internet. So I can get all sort of my education stuff on internet. I can download lectures. I can download presentations. I can make notes in it. So apart from the content, I can organize the way I study with these tablets. So that's pretty much.
Unbelievable. Parents are going to have some very good things to say about this when their kids are going to be brought this device and say, "Acha, iske sath padh bhi sakte ho abhi." But how do you prepare with it? Like how do you use it to prepare?
So basically, I download books. So I was actually looking at the educational content that Samsung is offering. So they have this exclusive content in this My Education app. So I was looking at it. It's really nice. So apart from the competitive exams, they have contents for higher studies as well. Like in my first year, second year courses, I found them. I could tag them. I could make sticky notes where in places. So I can maybe refer them when I'm on travel or whatever. So it saves my time. It helps me stay organized and stay on the top.
Plus, it's got other cool features as well, which you can, whenever you're not studying, you take breaks on and you go and have fun with those also, doesn't it?
Yes, exactly.
But it's great to have a person who's actually using it to study, and parents are going to be quite happy with that, Yami, the fact that you can use it also to study as well, along with having fun with it.
Absolutely. I mean, I wish, although I don't think there's much of age difference, but I wish if we could also use it. I think it would have been really fun. As you said, when you study, you have it. You have a different feature, and when you're not, I think it's for all ages. I think it doesn't have any age limit, so I think it's great. It's a great device.
Even school students can use it. Well, thank you so much for being on stage out here with us. We're going to call another gentleman from a different walk of life right now, a man who needs absolutely no introduction. He has changed the way consumers shop in India. Let me call on stage the co-founder and COO of Flipkart, Mr. Binny Bansal on stage, please. Great to have you on board, Vinny. Flipkarting your way in life and making others flipkart. You can pass the mic on to him once. That's okay. Good to have you out here on
good
stage.
to be here.
Yeah.
Good to be back in Delhi. I studied here for 4 years, so in IIT Delhi.
In IIT Delhi as well. See, brother, that's what you're going to do in your life. You're going to get to places also. Plus, you have this wonderful tab in your hand also, and you can get to great places in your life. Now, first of all, I've got to ask you, what are the factors that have led to the sharp increase in online shopping in India?
Yeah. So on a lighter note, I would say the sale of cars. Creating all the traffic in the city, making it hard for people to go to shopping malls and shop. But on a serious note, I think online shopping has been growing exponentially since 2010 in India. And I believe there are three major factors playing a role. So one is the growing urban population, right? People having a lot more disposable income and much less time to spend it. So online shopping is providing a more convenient experience to more and more shoppers every day. And a lot of people are taking that up. The second point is the continuous improvement in customer experience across different categories. So we saw before 2010, we saw people doing shopping online for books. Then in 2011 and 12, we saw people really getting comfortable shopping for electronics online, shopping for tabs, mobiles, all of this stuff. And in the last 1 year, we've seen a lot of fashion, clothing, footwear sales also move online, right? And we'll see this trend only accelerate in the future as the experience becomes better and better. And I think the third biggest reason, obviously, is the increase in internet users, right? And I think in the last 3-4 years, it has been mostly fueled by PC users, especially for online shopping. But what we are really excited about is the future. What we are actually seeing today is a transformation of how internet is happening in India. So a lot of it today is moving to mobile and tablets.
It certainly is. You were talking about the fact that consumers are way more comfortable now shopping online. Do you have any feedback on how they're accessing these online shopping portals?
Yeah. So as I said, I mean, we are really excited about the transformation that is happening. So we are, what we call it is sort of beginning of a shift from PC internet to touchscreen internet, to mobiles and tablets. And if we look at our figures, other online shopping portal figures, mobile traffic is increasing at twice the speed of PC traffic today, right? Fueled by devices like the Tab 3, Tab 2, right? Tablets, and especially mobile phones. And the other interesting thing we are seeing is a lot of people doing shopping on mobiles. A lot of categories at Flipkart, more than 20% of a sale in certain categories is now happening from mobile and tablets.
That's a big number.
Yeah.
That certainly is a big number.
And we think this is just like day zero. I mean, this is just going to go up very, very quickly.
When you see this sleek thing in your hand, this wonderful, smartest screen ever,
Yeah.
what goes on in your mind?
We better create apps for it soon. I mean, that's this is going to be the device of the future. And I mean, I'm going to go back and tell my team that we should have apps out within a couple of months on this device.
But what kind of uptakes are you seeing for gadgets from your portal? I mean, are they, say, smartphones or tablets?
Yeah, so smartphones, tablets are like the biggest growing category on Flipkart. And what we are actually seeing on the smartphone side is a lot of people moving from feature phones to smartphones. And within smartphones, the interesting trend is people moving from smaller screen sizes to much larger screen sizes, 4-inch, 5-inch screen sizes, which really lets you do complex tasks like online shopping much more conveniently.
Lovely. That's wonderful insight for us out here because a lot of people go online. I'm going to ask Yami once again. Do you shop online sometimes, Yami, yourself?
Yes, I do.
All the time?
No, all the time.
Yeah. But it's a great feature to have in your life, and when you have something that looks so good with yourself as well, it solves both the purposes. Thank you all so much for being out here on this very stage with us. Thank you,
Pleasure.
Yami. Thank you,
you.
Amol. And thank you, Vinny, for Flipkart out here. A round of applause for them, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to have people from different walks of life. Yami, we're going to let you go. Amol, you as well. Super meeting you. Nice to meet you as well. Great to have you out here. Come. All right, thank you all so much for the wonderful photographs. Thank you, Yami. Believe you have a flight to catch. Thank you for being in Delhi. Thank you, Vinny, for being out here. And Amol, go on, study. Study hard with that tab in your hand. You need that tab with yourself. Plus, play lots of games on it and shop online too. Have fun with it. Now we're going to have a bit of a Q&A session. Going to request Vineet sir once again to come up on stage and Mr. Manu Sharma. Any questions the press has, all the media people present out here, anything, just shoot away and they'll be answered on this very stage. Going to request both of you to sit down out here. You got the mics. I'm going to pass the mic over to you. Anybody who has a question, please raise the hand. The mic will come to you and you can shoot away.
This can work, right?
Hello. Hello. Can you share some of the update about the enterprise and the education segment, the achievements so far from the tab business?
So what we are finding is that currently, of course, that a lot of educational institutions are, there are two types of people who are approaching us. Apart from people who just want to buy tabs, there are two types of people who started approaching us in a big way. One is institutions who want to buy tabs to give it as part of their, like I said, enrollment kit. The second one is people who have educational content. Yeah? So a lot of education content owners are approaching us and we are approaching them to make sure that we can offer content on our tablets, which helps us differentiate our product from the rest of the market. And the task really in tablets is to grow the overall pie. And that's what we will continue to do. We feel education, like Anmol said, this is a great device for students. How many times do you go with a tablet and work at the same, with a laptop and work at the same time? It's rather tough. Either you're working on you still need the laptop or the PC to do heavy duty computing. But when you want to do consumption of content, you want to read something while you're working, or you want to search something quickly on the web while you're studying, and a tablet is a perfect companion. Yeah? And we are finding that if you can give good content on the tablet, this market will explode. On the enterprise side, I think the tendency of enterprises is largely to customize their own solutions, because a lot of, or some of the enterprises started using tablets for their field force, for their sales force, where they can actually help in selling products or services to their customers. So overall, I think there's a lot of traction from both the education segment as well as the enterprise segment.
On the education side, do you offer special pricing in terms of subsidy or something?
No, we don't offer subsidy, but we do offer EMI and various other offers that can help students buy this. In the cases when there is a B2B deal, where an institution is buying, yes, we do look at special pricing, but that's on a case-by-case basis.
Sir, why would you choose to launch the tablet at a time when tablet sales are falling, especially in the last quarter?
Tablet sales are falling.
Yeah. Okay, and my second question
must
is...
be other tablets.
My second question is, a majority of the data usage is mostly on smartphones and laptops. So how do you plan to drive up data usage through this tablet?
No. Our job is not to really grow data. That is a consequence of people using our device. So firstly, two things. I don't think tablet sales are decreasing. Just to give you some figures, last year the market was around 1.5 million. We're expecting the market to double this year. If that, in the current economic scenario, if that is not growth, then I don't know what is growth. So firstly, tablet market is growing. Secondly, as far as data is concerned, yes, because of the larger screen, the larger the screen, the larger the consumption of data from an operator perspective. So this is a great device from an operator perspective as well, because it helps them sell more data to consumers. Because most of what sells in the Indian market is 3G tablets, which are, therefore, you have to put a SIM card and sell it. So these are great devices from an operator perspective, which is why we partner with operators, and in this case, we are partnering with Vodafone in giving an initial offer that helps consumers get some freebie along with the tablet.
Hi, Vineet. If we look at currently the portfolio of different OEM guys in the market, they have, including you have come out with smartphones which are ranging the screen size of 5, 5.5, and a couple of guys have come with 6.3. Don't you think like this, they are a tough challenger for the 7-inch tablet? 8-inch, definitely that's an altogether different segment, but 7-inch, the uptake of 7-inch might fit.
The beauty is we created the 5.8 and 6.3, so we don't mind competition within the same family, so it's okay.
But won't it impact the sales of the 7-inch tablets?
See, look, the reality is that screen size is a big differentiator in this entire smart devices category. So we, like you rightly said, from 3-inch to 4-inch, 4.3, 4.7, 5, 5.8, 6.37. It's a continuum. So there are different consumers who want different sizes. There are students who prefer a large device. There are a lot of youngsters who prefer a large device. A lot of enterprise people prefer a large device because it helps them see presentations on screen, etc. And then it's a choice whether they want to use only one device. So the differentiator is when they want to use only one device, they buy a 5.8-inch because they can do both functionalities on the same. But then there's some consumers who say, I want a smaller phone, but I'll carry a tab. Yeah, so there are different needs. You know, as market leaders, we want to make sure that we give all the options for customers, and then depending on what customer chooses, we actually push that.
Right. We need a couple of months back when the Tab 3 series was unveiled in London. There were 3 tablets showcased over there. Only 2 have made it to India.
No. So there are 3. So there is a Wi-Fi version of the 8-inch, right?
That's right.
So there's a Wi-Fi version and a 3G version of 8-inch. So that's 2 models, and then there is 7-inch, which is only a 3G version.
But there was a 10-inch one also, if I am correct.
There was a 10-inch one? No. So as
10.1.
part of the Tab 3 series, there were only 3 models.
Okay. Thank you.
Like, what are the...
Okay, are you talking about the Attiv? That's right. Yeah, so that's a different thing altogether. And when we launch that in the country, we will come back to you again. So Attiv is a new series of tablets and other IT products that we are launching. So that's a separate, are you referring to that launch probably?
Like, what are the expectations of the company after the release of the Tab 2, which was one of the most successful tab in the Indian market? So what are the expectations of the Samsung after releasing its Tab 3? And the second question would be, like, how do you consider your competitors like iPad mini and other iPads with your tablet?
So as far as the Tab 2 is concerned, you're absolutely right. It was our most successful tablets and helped us gain market leadership. We have 62% value share, and therefore helped us gain both market share and help grow the market. We are hoping that with the Tab 3, we will take that lead even further and grow the market even faster. So actually, our biggest task is to grow the market.
Any special promotion which you are introducing for the same and like for the major sales, and you want that it will go much higher than the Tab 2? Any special thing?
So we are offering 20,000 rupees worth of free content on the Tab 3. So if you play around with the Tab 3, you will see a lot of things that you can buy as content is free. And that's largely because we're offering that as free content. So you can imagine you buy something which is worth 17,000 and you get content worth 20,000 free.
And the competitors like iPad mini? Any words on that?
What do you want me to say about that? We have 62% value market share. And like I said, we want to grow the market.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions?
Manu is feeling left out. You haven't asked him any questions. You have to ask him a tough question.
I'll ask him one. Which is your favorite application that you play around
Not a
with?
tough question.
No, it's an easy one?
Easy one. There's a question there, Manu.
Number of them.
Only because you said tough question, Vineet. But don't you think it's a little scary for people like not just Samsung, but all the other OEMs, that whenever Google announces, I won't say a rooted, but an original Google edition of any of your phones, everybody in the blogosphere, including us, actually think it's big news and everybody's very excited about it. It's almost as if consumers are saying that we don't want manufacturer software and services on these phones, just give us pure Android. Now, this applies not just to Samsung, as I said, but to all the main Android manufacturers. People actually are looking forward to the pure Google versions of your phones. So they just want the hardware. So, how does one, see that as feedback? Because all of us actually report that as the big news story of the day when a pure Google version of any of these devices comes out.
So did you report big news when S4 was announced?
The Google-only edition of
No,
S4?
just S4.
Sure, but the fact that when it comes out with pure Google software, it's equally big news. I mean, just what are your thoughts? Do you think that implies that consumers don't want manufacturer software on the phone?
In this category and in this industry, we have to understand that there is cooperation and competition at the same time, right? That's the way this category works. You compete with somebody, but you also cooperate with somebody. There are different types of consumers. We are a player who believes that we have to address a very large segment of the market. And that's why we launch products that appeal to different segments, not just the niche techie, but also the mass segment with our smartphones, which are now as cheap as 5,000 rupees. So we firmly believe that if we have to play in this market, we have to address the entire pyramid, so to speak of. And there will be players and there will be customers who would prefer a pure version, if you call it something called pure. But the normal consumers don't care. They really want a good UI, a good experience with a great hardware. And I think that's what Samsung has perfected so beautifully, which is why the Galaxy series is a market leader in this country and in many countries and across the world. So I keep saying that customers are ultimately the biggest voter in this. So yes, there will be some versions that some customers will like, but on an overall, I think we seem to be doing a reasonably good job.
Yeah, just to add to that, we are very active in terms of introducing new models. I mean, and imagine if the other way was supposed to happen, you wouldn't even talk about it. So that's the reality. I mean, they come with one product in a year, and of course, it becomes news item. But the reality is, apart from what Vineet has mentioned, we have to address the larger audience, and adding our own softwares and UI really address the larger needs of the market.
I also want to add, unlike many other categories, this is one industry and one category where hardware and software together is what really makes the magic. And frankly, I mean, we do lots of research. We spend 8% of our overall revenue on R&D just to perfect that art of making the hardware and software work together. And I think that's a very important differentiator for us. Companies like the ones you mentioned know only one part of the story. We know both sides of the story. And therefore, I think that synchronization and that synergy is extremely important. The second part, and I think at the end of the day, you've got to sell the product. And to sell large numbers of these very exciting devices, you require skills in retailing, you require skills in after-sales service, and those are skills that Samsung has developed very, very robust skills in the last 3-4 years in India. So again, to sell a device is one thing, but then you want to sell it in large numbers, you know how to retail, you know how to do after-sales service.
Vineet, most of the most of the consumers, after looking at the Galaxy series of phones or tablets, they have only one complaint, and which is already persistent complaint. When we will get a different design? Only the screen size is changing. As you said, the magic is between hardware and software. Definitely agreed, the magic is there, but the first attraction or the first love is through the design.
So, I'll give an example. People talk about S4. I mean, it's similar to S3. But if you actually pick, for example, S4 versus S3, and you put side by side, they are actually the same size. It's much slimmer. You get more screen size and the same content. That's a big design change. It's not that there's no design change. A lot of work is done behind that to get more output in the design. So I would say that we are constantly evolving the design, definitely. And there are models which will follow our flagship designs, so that to have better synergy and feel of that.
That's what I was coming to. Like, if I'm holding a Galaxy 3 and a Samsung S3 and S4 in my hand, and somebody's looking at me from a distance of 1 feet, he'll not be able to distinguish I'm carrying S3 or S4.
So I don't agree with you entirely, but I take your feedback.
Backside.
Only backside. So, we differentiate through various means. So while we might not have had a dramatic change in the look and feel at the back, but the S-View cover, for example, is a huge differentiator. Nobody else has it in the market. It's a simple innovation, but extremely user-friendly. The attach rate, that means the number of people who buy an S-View cover along with a S4 is upward of 70-80%, right? I mean, so much so we're now giving it, along with the S4 because it's just an important differentiator for us. So that's an innovation. Having said that, I do want to say that, Samsung is a company is succeeded because we always listen to the customer and take this as a feedback. Yeah, so we have taken this as feedback. So who knows, in the next innovation, there might be something different.
So you don't rule out a next Galaxy smartphone or tablet coming with a new design?
I don't want to make any forward commitments like that, but all I'm saying is that we are very, very open to listening to customer feedback, and this feedback has come to us, and I'm sure there are, out of that 8% in R&D and design, I'm sure some percentage is being applied to that feedback.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for those questions. Thank you, gentlemen, for being on stage and enlightening all these wonderful people out here on what the latest features are. It really has been a fantastic afternoon, and I hope we've sent you back with lots to think about in this outer Galaxy experience out here. The smartest screen ever, the Galaxy Tab 3 is here, and of course, we once again would like to thank each and every one of you who've made it out here. There's also lunch that's being served, so please enjoy yourself, and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much.